Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a non-bingo rack. I've got the dreaded FV combo, which are particularly difficult to play together. Through an I would have favicons, but it's me to go first. And I can get rid of both of them with fav. Great, that looks like a pretty handy pickup. So, is there a 7 here? I feel there is. And certainly there are going to be a number of 8s. But what are they? Not seeing a 7. Cassone is good. Fav takes an E and an S, and F takes an E. So I think this is almost unblockable. Now, does Cassone have an anagram? I think it may do. Not coming to mind. Now, do I have anything with an A? Nope. What about a V? Cavesson, I think, is good. Okay, well, that's inferior to the 7s on score. And I'm not seeing anything with an F. So is opponent going to provide a better spot for me to bingo? Through a T, I would have Costians. But I suspect there are a number of 8s with this rack. It's pretty promising. Now, opponent taking a while with their opening move. No 2-letter V plays, so very limited amount of space to play with on the board. Fav takes A, E, and S after it. So, as I have all of those, plenty of options for my bingo in column 10, should that remain available. I will get the points from the F and the V, but my play won't be doubled. But nor will it be doubled anywhere else. Great, a non-bingo from opponent. They have taken my preferred spot. So, Cassone doesn't play in column 11. Cassone does play in row I, but it sticks a C in a triple-triple lane. Cavesson is blocked. All of the column 11 placements of Cassone are blocked. So what about these floaters? What do I have with an R? Narcoses? I think Corsons. Oh, that's nice. It's getting the C doubled and the whole play doubled. It is sticking an O underneath this double letter square, which could get really punished with a Z or other high-scoring tile. So let me continue. What about an E? No. H, this could be a double-double. And if there is an H play, it's likely to be significantly superior to Corson's. Just wondering about nachoses. I think that may be good. It's still putting a vowel next to this double letter square. But it's scoring a little bit more and harder to use. Is this good though? Nachos is already a plural. Not good. Okay. So was I thinking of something else with an H? So often the case. No. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything better than Corson's for 78. And, well, quite nice for 7 random tiles. There may not be a bingo here, but I do have vowels and I have scoring tiles, which is the next best thing. Surely opponent's going to be attracted. Ooh, nice bingo by opponent, 72, and they've obstructed this double letter square but not removed it. So can I drop F, H or Y on it? It's going to be difficult. But is it impossible? And in any event, I may be better off playing in row F, trying to get 2 of these big tiles on the triple letter squares. So can I do that? Don't think I can. Well, what a tricky rack, and a nice bingo by opponent, which takes a D and an S at the end for future reference. So let me come back to this. Let me put some letters in. What if a Y was here? Nope, not seeing anything there. What about an F? The trouble with these vowels is there are very few AO and EO words, which forces either two consonants, and the consonants don't go well together, or beginning with a vowel. I was going to say A-lefts, but it's an O in that spot. And finally, H. No, gosh, am I missing something there? Possibly. I don't think fly head is good. I'm not going to try it. So I've got fly here. I could play just FY if I thought the L helped, but I'm not sure it does. 30 points. Now I'm not going to dwell too much on this, but do I have a play hitting either of these double word squares? Because my A could go here, just looking at this left-hand side one. So, well, yes, delay fits in here for 43 points. Rack leaves terrible, but look at this. My H can go under LA. I'm taking out this spot. Is there anything better? It would be nice to play off the F. And the other option was to play across here because ELL is good and EEL. But that would require SHO, and that's not going to work. So I think this is a good score, and I'm going with it. Delay for 43. Great, I draw the Z, and I have drawn some vowels. I kept none. I don't think I can use this LAH spot. Just 20 for opponent, that's good. So I was glad to see the Z. Oh, and there is a Z spot. Quite a nice one here for 46 points. That's encouraging. Still retaining the H for LAH, and although not a fabulous rack leave, it should provide options. Now, anywhere else for frizz or an alternative Z spot? No. Ooh. PE takes an A in front, but it doesn't take anything I've got, so I'm going to I'm going to do nothing about that. There are no good plays top right which would take that out, so I'm going with frizz. And not a good pick. I do draw another vowel, which is good, but overall this is a grim rack. However, W and H have some synergy, and if I play win somewhere, then the N helps the U in the rack leave. U and W are particularly bad together, so it's unlikely I can play off both, and I also want to split up the duplicate N, so win looks like the obvious way of doing that. Oh, 42 points for opponent. Not fair. Now I still don't have an A for going, or an O for going in front of PE. And I have no three-letter plays top right. Opponent's blocked one spot for win, and it may be the only spot. I could play hewn, keeping urine without the E. Column 8 still available for 5-letter plays ending OYS. I don't have any. Favour is good. Not seeing anything there. I don't have a tile for going under the F. The only problem with hewn is the dismal score. I've been scoring quite well, but look at this. My lead, only 30 points. But there's a hotspot in row A, and I am creating a new hotspot. But it's not ridiculously hot. The Z has gone, as has the J, and the Q can't go there apart from sank. So I'm going with hewn. Great, I draw an E, and overall this looks balanced and close to a bingo. So is there a 7 here? Don't think so, but quite a few floaters to consider. There's I. Inter-unit is good, but that's a 9. Great, just 9 points for opponents, and they've massively obstructed the hotness of row A, which is good. So I'm not seeing anything beginning with I. It's the double M which is the problem. So what about a play beginning with L? Li or Le? Not seeing anything. 11 minutes on my clock. What about a play beginning with F? Nope. What about a play with A in it? Wow. Not seeing one. And V? No. And there are 7-letter lanes, but I'm not seeing one. So what am I going to do with this? I need to play off U and N, and the rack leave of inter is really good. So what I could do is play none, which stops opponents scoring well with the K in that spot. It gives the best possible rack leave. It's not really taking out bingo lanes. And this rack leave is fabulous. Look at this, there's a floating A on the board, which gives me retain. Which again makes me worry that I'm missing a bingo. Retain plus UN. Well, it just hasn't come to mind. We'll see later if there is a miss there, but none for 9. Oh, and I duplicate 2 of the tiles on my rack, one of the worst possible eventualities. But I do have retain, so is there a bingo through the A? Don't think so. Opponent plays quickly and provides a beautiful 7-letter lane. Erinite is good. Oh, EB isn't. Ah, but Erinite does play in column 11. Now, Erinite has an anagram, nitery. Does that play anywhere? I'm quite mindful of the time. Opponent's been playing fairly quickly. I haven't. Erinite and nitery don't have an anagram. Neither plays in row A. I don't have anything to go in front of PE. So this is surely the best lane. Erinite for 79. Wow, nice. I draw the Q with the U. And a fairly open board with Erinite, so I should be able to offload the Q and maybe block the board a little bit. I lead by 100. But both blanks to come and lots of bingo lanes on the board, especially this super dangerous row A. Bearing in mind opponent played BI. They must have been mindful of the number of front hooks for if. Yeah, there we go. So 66 points for opponent. What can I do? Now, well, through an A I could have aquavit or its new word, new anagram vaquita, but neither available. What about this T? Nothing which gets the Q doubled. I could just play quits. But is there a way of getting the Q doubled in rows L or M? Well, I think there may not be. Well, I can play Quake, but I'm looking to get the whole word doubled. Wow, no. That's a shame. Now I do have an A for making ape. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get rid of 2 out of Q, K, and V. I don't mind keeping Q with you. There's plenty of scoring options. But then I'd like to play off V and K together. Nowhere great for that, and in particular it would be nice to play them in column 15. Do I have any AK plays top left? I don't. 7 minutes on my clock. Quit just feels lame. But what's the score? I think I go with this. 39 points is decent. I'm keeping a vowel. I'm keeping scoring tiles. Yeah, I don't like this especially. I don't feel it's the best play, but I haven't seen anything better. Oh, so I draw the blank. One of my concerns was that opponents could have drawn the blank and had a 9 timer. Far less likely that they have a 9 timer when they don't have the blank. Now, what can I do here? Again, I've got a deadly triplicate that I'd like to play off two from. So K, U, and V. Otaku is good. Tiff isn't. I could just play OK. It doesn't play 2 of the 3 bad tiles, but the score's going to be good. And UV isn't the worst pair in the world, especially with no more U's and V's to draw. So I lead by 80, which is good. Now, is it possible there is a bingo here? I've got the out prefix. I really don't think there is. Great, tiny score from opponent, and they haven't blocked OK, which is 40 points, which is pretty decent. 3 O's to come, which would give me out as a prefix. No reason to dwell. So, this looks a little closer to a bingo. Is there one? And the N of none is useful because it gives me the un prefix. I think Vettura may be good. Not seeing anywhere for that. Great, another tiny score from opponent. 13 tiles in the bag, 6 minutes on my clock. So, row A available for bingos beginning with G. Floating T, floating E. I don't think I'm going to go through the alphabet here. I also available because I don't think there's a bingo and I want to save time. So what I'd like to do is play off VU, possibly a T. Just 2 E's to come. I was thinking of playing Vort, but that's taking out bingo lanes when I'm a favourite to bingo and I've got a good lead. Still this Oi's spot available. Okay, so I'm playing off my worst tiles. I'm getting a lowly score, but I'm stopping opponent from bingoing, and I'm only taking out a very weak bingo lane for bingos beginning with G or ending ad or op. I'm going with this. Wow, what do I draw? Doesn't feel that bad. I have Satiety, which plays in column 4 and making nuns. Will that stay available? Yes, it will. Great. Opponent bingos. But they still trail by 40, so Satiety is going to give me a 100+ point lead, and opponent is not going to back-to-back bingo with what's left, but if they do, they probably win. So is there a better bingo than Satiety? Well, Satiety actually is pretty good in terms of disrupting floaters in Ereinite and Nortainers. If I play in row O, I'm leaving most of those floaters alone. So let me see what this looks like. It's 71 points, 444. I'll lead by 105. Yeah, if the opponent bingos, then I've got BMXP on my rack. I probably lose, but I think that's pretty unlikely. Now, 4 minutes on my clock. Am I missing a much bigger score? And is there any reason for not bingoing now? And maybe leaving one in the bag? I don't think so. I think if the remaining pool was more bingo-y, I would be minded to do that. Not seeing any bingos beginning R blank S. Yeah, I like Satiety. It takes out row O as a bingo lane, which is probably the highest scoring option for opponents. So I'm going with this. Okay, so I do draw some big tiles. Is opponent bingoing? I don't think they are. But they'll get 18 points on count back if they do. And they don't. Fantastic. So, phew, I think this game's in the bag. I think Gamb is good. 3 minutes to find the best spot for Gamb. Or for my tiles, rather. Well, maybe it is just Gamb in this spot. I'm not seeing anywhere else to go out. Gamb is good as a 4-letter play. But I'm not seeing any lanes, so that lot takes an A. Ooh, Ag is good. But it fails after TA. Okay, I'm going with this. And the final score, 381 for opponent, 471 for me. A winning margin of 90 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, fantastic stuff. So, it was me to go first. I play Fave. Confs for only 8 more points, burning the S, keeping the V. No, thank you. Opponent plays Rehome. Now, I play Corsons. It's Anagram Narcoses available for less, and then there's the 7-letter Cassone for even less. Now, great bingo by opponent. So just 1 point between us, and this was a tricky rack. So I go with delay. Nothing scores more. D1 opens a triple lane for fewer points. I'm just looking really down the rack leaves. I guess the rack leave of H is a lot better. But I'm sacrificing 6 points. Interesting, flayed. Just flayed and DA. Yeah, that's not massively dangerous, but it is providing a fair few floaters. I think delay is fine. Opponent not with a great rack. Scores 20. And I have frizz for 46, so I felt that things were going well. I led by almost a bingo. But this is a great play by opponent to bring them back in the game. 40 points is always a good score. Now, I play Hune for 14. Wow, which is here. Only 1 score out of the teens. C11. Show playing just H and O, retaining double N. So I like my play. Wow, no bingo here. I'm surprised. Opponent plays dinged. Phew, no missed bingo here. And I play none for 9, keeping inter. Inter is a really good letter, a good 5-letter set. In is a good 2-letter set, but inter is a lot better. Is inter 16 points better than in? No. Or is it? In probably worth plus 2 or 3. Inter, I would say it's between 15 and 20. So yeah, there could be a 16-point difference. I don't think the equity difference, which is the difference when you take account of score and rack leave between Urant and none, I don't think Urant is going to be 5 equity points better than none, in which case I prefer the play with the better rack leave, which is this one. And aside from equity, none is stopping opponents scoring well in row H. There's still a K in the wild. Now, opponent's rack. They played bye, so let's go back. They played bye from this rack. Yeah, they did have a blank, so that's one reason they were opening row A, even though their rack leave wasn't completely fabulous. Now, 2 bingos here. Erronite, this is the higher scoring spot. It also plays F14, making DE, so yeah, that's certainly best. Great bingo by opponent. Wainscot, incredibly difficult to spot. It's sort of a common word, but no prefix or suffix. And although it appears to comprise 2 separate words, neither of them is particularly common or related to the meaning of the word as a whole. Now, I have the cue. So, I play quits. Yeah, that looks fine. All of these plays keep at least 2 of K, V, and Q. Well, all of these plays keep K and V. Apart from Quake, M7. Yeah, but that doesn't get doubled. Now, opponent's rack. Pretty horrible. They play Glid. And I have OK for 40, which was nice. Opponent struggling for vowels. Plays Lot. Oh, missed bingo. Nearly made it to the end without one. So, where are these? M7. Yeah, that's nice. Favette through the E. It really doesn't ring any bells at all, although it must be in my card books. And M4, so both in row M through this E. I didn't see them. I went with Gov for 7. Retaining a high likelihood of bingoing next turn, but I think this bingo in the hand would have been better than 1 in the bush. Now, great rack for opponent. And a nice spot. Oh my word, I was thinking I probably had a choice of bingos here, but Satiety is the only one. So, what could opponent do? Exapod for 57, that's not going to be enough to win the game. So, they play Oxo, and finally Gam for 15 is the only out. So, what a game, super exciting stuff. Opponent did well to stay in the game. They had a great bingo. They had a big J score and 2 more bingos with Nortainers and Wainscot, but it was just a good rough and tumble battle. And in the end, Satiety won the game because opponent did not have a comeback bingo. Anyway, many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.